Hey everyone, my name's Jacob and welcome to Eminem Hub, the channel where we do reactions, reviews and rankings, which is what we're going to do today. We're going to rank all of Juice WRLD's studio albums. No, we're not doing any of the unreleased albums, otherwise we will be sitting here for a very, very long time. So yes, we're doing only the studio albums from Goodbye and Good Riddance all the way to The Party Never Ends, which me and my cousin reacted to the entire album. So if you haven't checked out that video, it's a 55-minute long video, you're missing out. Without further ado, let's get straight into this. Firstly, we've got Goodbye and Good Riddance. So Goodbye and Good Riddance. Now this was an album that I was definitely late to the party on. Obviously, I'd heard Lucid Dreams, everyone has all the bangers, like All Girls Are the Same, which still is a banger to this day. I think there are a few songs on here that do come off a bit dated. Like, they do sound very dated, and with the evolution of Juice's voice, right, and his singing ability, I don't think it holds up necessarily in that regard. Although I will say this does feel like one of the most cohesive projects where, you know, each song does feel quite intentional in the track list and doesn't drag on or anything. So as an album, it's really good, really solid from Juice WRLD. One of the standout songs is actually Candles, in my opinion. It has one of the best lyrical Juice WRLD tracks out there. So, and it's got Black and White as well. It does have so many bangers, but it's not necessarily my favorite. I'm gonna give it I'm gonna put an A tier for a Juice WRLD album. This is all in relation to Juice WRLD, by the way, so don't say that just because I give it an A tier doesn't mean it's above some Eminem albums that are below that in my other tier list, alright? This is only Juice WRLD, okay? Moving on to Death Race for Love. I have a few things to say about this album. Death Race for Love has higher heights, for sure, than Goodbye and Good Riddance. The only issue with this album is it does drag on. Like, I think this is almost a 20-song album. I think it is, right? Or close to. And yeah, you definitely feel like it could have been cut short in a few areas. There's a few songs that I just don't relate to at all. But I will say he did try a lot of different styles on this album. And he even has a song where he actually full-on raps called 10 Feet, which is one of my favorite Juice WRLD tracks out there. It's a banger, it actually is. You've got songs like Robbery, which is probably his best performance of all time in a song. Don't come at me with anything else. No, Robbery is probably his best song. You've got Fast, which is arguably second. You got other songs like Maze, and there's just so many bangers in this. It has so much, the heights are so much higher than Goodbye and Good Riddance, but it does have lows which are lower. There's songs I've forgotten about which just don't hold up as well as some of the bigger songs. So as an album, I don't think it's as cohesive as Goodbye and Good Riddance, but I think it does belong on the same tier, to be honest. I don't know, I just feel like the highs are too high to ignore. That's maybe a hot take. I'm gonna get killed. I just related more with the project. I liked it better. I'm sorry. Yeah, Death Race for Love, they're on the same tier, okay? They're probably really close, okay? It's so sad that we only have 2 Juice WRLD albums, 2, while he was alive. Like, you would have thought he'd have so much more with all the songs he was making. It just shows how particular he was, right, in choosing the songs he was going to release. But, we lost him too soon, man. And Legends Never Die. Legends Never Die is such a good posthumous album. Probably one of the best I've heard. It feels respectful. It feels earned, right? It actually feels like this was intended to release. Like, the singing ability is still kind of there. Like, as in it's not like they've gone and fished out some old SoundCloud era Juice WRLD, right? It does feel like that these weren't intended to release at some point, especially Righteous or Wishing Well, which, by the way, some moving tracks, like some of the most emotional Juice WRLD tracks out there are on this album. And when this first came out, man, this is probably what won me over as a Juice WRLD fan. I know I was late to the party, obviously, but what can I do? I can't go back and change that. And the features were good as well. We had Polo G and Kid Laroi on Hate the Other Side as well. Even some underrated tracks like Man of the Year just felt like a nice ending to the album. Come and Go was a big Marshmello song. It just had so many songs on there. There wasn't really any misses. So honestly, it's A tier as well. It might be better. I love the songs on there, man. I don't know. It just felt like the best tribute possible. I'm sorry, but yeah. It was like some of the most completed work we've had from Juice WRLD. Yeah, which you may question, like, we don't have any songs in the S tier, and we'll touch on it a bit later, actually. We'll touch on it after we've completed these albums. So, next we've got Fighting Demons. This wasn't good. This was bad. Fighting Demons. I rated it poorly when it first came out, but I actually think it's worse than that now. Songs feel unfinished on this album. You have not very good features, like you have the girl of your dreams, girl of my dreams or something, and that had a BTS feature on it which just didn't feel right at all. And you just had so many features that didn't work, and everything felt stitched together for sure, and it just wasn't a completed project at the end of the day. This is where I was like, do we really have that much Juice WRLD material in the bank? Like, because I don't look at all the unreleased stuff, and I never will. I'm sorry, but it's just too. He didn't release it for a reason, right? That's maybe some didn't fit into projects, and there's probably some good ones out there. I'm not denying that, but I'm just not that big of a Juice WRLD fan to go into that as much as I am a fan. But I actually think it's an F tier. I'm sorry, I just can't justify the stitched together songs on this. Like, can you? Like, I would have probably given it a D. I get like, it's not the worst album ever, but for Juice WRLD, that's an F tier. Only songs I really liked on it was maybe Doom. Not Enough sounded okay. At least that was passable in terms of sound. And Burn was pretty good as well, but that's probably it. Everything else was a letdown. Oh, Go Hard as well. Oh, that was a horrible song. They had to make a second edition of this song because the first one was so bad. Oh my goodness. Now we come to The Party Never Ends, which is probably why you're here. You probably want to see where I rank that amongst the other albums. Now, I do think this is a step up for sure compared to Fighting Demons. Also, oh wait, I forgot to say, why is there a Fighting Demons song and an album? Why? Surely, I think they forgot. They surely could have named it something different. Anyway. Party Never Ends. Now, this has some good songs. I do enjoy KTM Drip. The Kid Laroi song, the tribute, is probably one of the best songs on the album. It just feels so... the heartstrings are pulled. It feels like a great tribute. I think that's one of the best parts. Unfortunately, it's not even Juice WRLD, but we had that Eminem song on there, Lace It, as well, even though that was released before, so I don't know if I count it, but they put it on the album, so that does raise it up a bit, because obviously Eminem killed it. He does, of course, kill it, because I am the biggest Eminem fan in the books. So I think The Party Never Ends. It was better. Adore You's a good song as well. That feels like that could have gone on Legends Never Die. But there are a few songs that still feel that stitched together. It's actually annoying. Like, it just doesn't feel like a complete song, and it feels like they've, like, even maybe AI generated some parts, which which other artists would do that? I don't know. So I think, honestly, it's probably a C tier. It's not quite a D tier. I think there's some songs that are passable. It's just not good enough for a B tier, and at the end of the day, it doesn't touch the other albums. So that's kind of my ranking. The reason why there's nothing in the S tier for me as an average Juice WRLD fan is he had such potential, man. He could have easily hit the S tier, and I think he was on the path to get there. It's just unfortunate that we lost him too early, man, before that was able to come to fruition. And I don't think any amount of unreleased songs can make an album that's S tier, because, I mean, we've already got released stuff that isn't S tier, for me anyway. It's just not quite there. There's, you know, issues with parts of each of those albums which don't raise it to that next level, but they are A tier. So, you know, Juice WRLD is a memorable artist just because of the potential we had. We could see how good he could freestyle. Well, I haven't actually reacted to that 1 hour video. Maybe I should. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of the ranking. Where would you rank? Obviously, if you're a Juice WRLD fan, you probably rank some of these in S tier. That's perfectly fine. But where do you rate The Party Never Ends or Fighting Demons, or, you know, any of those posthumous albums? Let me know. Subscribe, like, do all those great things, because you're awesome and I'm just a chicken. Bye-bye!